Shalom. Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kadash, double honor to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, they rule well. Shalom to the brothers that's pushing this truth and sincerity all over the globe, all over the earth. And I'll say another shalom to you, hopeful elect out there. This is going to be quick. I don't know what the lesson's going to be entitled, but this is going to be, I'm going to get some scriptures, and this is going into the Missy Elliott performance, and how she showed a brother get beamed up into the ships. And it may be because we already know that the top Edomites of this kingdom, we already know that they know who we are, and they know how we leaving. So they either did that for let's say to show us, like, laugh in our face for mockery, or they did another subliminal messages. And you realize when you're watching TV shows or movies or YouTube video or wherever the case may be, you realize that we see the brothers in the truth. You see everything different now. You watch everything with your spiritual eyes, and not how everybody else sees things. So you catch little stuff that everybody else doesn't see when you watching movies and TV shows and stuff. And this is another one of them. So everybody knows in the truth. When you see a reference to a so-called UFO, we know that's the chariots, the vehicle that Yahweh and the angels going to use to come back, and the same exact thing that Yahweh Shai got beamed up in, and we know that's the mode of transportation. And when we see little things like this, we know exactly what it's talking about, because we see everything with our spiritual eyes. So she more than likely she knows we're an Israelite. Does she know that we getting beamed up and we leaving the ships? No, maybe, who knows? But it's a spectacular thing to see all these the sights of the so-called UFOs, and because we know we're getting closer and closer to the end, man. And it is going to be a beautiful thing that the elect is going to go through, getting beamed up and being changed when you get in the ship, man. So I'm just going to play this quick couple of seconds, and then I'm going to get the scriptures and I'm going to end it off. You see how Jake right there in the suit or whatever is getting beamed up right now. And the cloud receives. And you see that would be like the mothership, the big one. I think that was it. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit to where you see how it's coming in, and that's how it's described in the scriptures. I'm gonna get that in the book of Ezekiel: a wheel of inside of a wheel, with the eyes round about it. We know it's not talking about literal eyes. Ain't no hazel eye. We got a red eye right here. We got a blue eye on this side. No, it's not talking about that. So let's get some scriptures and let's get it off. So you seen how the dude was getting beamed up, and you seen it come into the atmosphere, and it beamed the dude up. And then that's gonna be the method that we leaving to that's the method of transportation that the elect that we using to get out of here. We're not getting on no plane. We're not getting on no boat, and we leaving. We leaving with ships. I'm gonna start at 6. This is Acts 1 verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and all Judea and Samaria and the uttermost parts of the earth. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Now, is that talking about an actual fluffy cloud that we see every day in the sky? Did a white fluffy cloud just take Yahweh up? No. You're going to find out what that cloud is. And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. And they were just they were just looking up. They were gazing. They were just something they've never seen before. So they just over here just looking. As Yahushua's getting beamed up, they see the chariot and they see him getting taken up into the cloud, and they just looking. They just gaze. Imagine when you see something out of the ordinary that you never seen before, you stare at it like you never, like an animal that you've never seen or something, like you just in there gazing, not blinking. You just astonished. And that's how these other nations are gonna be. And now the fact that these other nations, the low level ones, when you tell them now, they because look, I'll admit, you gotta admit this. You telling people from the outside world, even though they don't matter. But if you look at it from an outside perspective, if somebody's telling you, yeah, we leaving here in spaceships, so-called UFOs, yeah, that you have to admit that sounds, out of the ordinary. Like, what? You crazy? You leaving the spaceships? Aliens gonna come and they gonna make jokes about you. But we really, we are really truly believe, and we know that we leaving here in spaceships. We know so-called spaceships, so-called UFOs. We know for a fact that we're leaving in those things. And it sounds crazy to the outside world, but we truly believe that's how we get out of this place, and we know what's gonna happen. So back to what I was saying. So they were gazing up. They were just looking. They was in awe. So as I said, it says, get back to the point. It says, so shall come in like manner as he've seen him go into heaven. So he's going to come back the same way that you've seen him go into heaven. And let's prove the point that the cloud, it's not actually talking about the cloud, it's actually talking about the chariots. Psalms 104 and verse 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers and the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariots? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind? Who maketh his angel spirits his minister a flaming fire? Who maketh the clouds his chariots? That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about a white fluffy cloud that he got beamed up in. It's like, yo, drinking some water. Let me get this. The people, they're gonna be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation. Because ain't nobody looking for people to get beamed up in the so-called UFOs. People not looking for that. So when the people that's alive in that day, the 2/3, whether it be the 2/3 or the other nations, when they see that, they're gonna be, what is going on? These was just niggas that was preaching on the corners, yelling. And they was telling the truth the whole time. They're gonna be at awe. They're gonna be, and a lot of people gonna freak out. They go, oh, it's an alien invasion. And people, they think green monsters is about to come down and start speaking all types of language with big black eyes. No, that's not gonna be happening, man. It says, this is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. They're not looking for that. They can't even imagine what they're gonna be seeing. They're gonna, what? We never even planned on seeing this. They're gonna be in awe. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of the spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. These niggas, this black men. You know what they call it. These Negroes, these coons, these monkeys, you know what they call us. All the names that they call us. Those are those wetbacks, those spicks. What? They're below us. And come to find out, we're better than you. We're the best people on this planet. The Israelites. The chosen people. It says, we fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lots is among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of the truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts, where they lay no way, but as the way of the Lord we have not known it. I'm going to leave off of that. So our salvation is going to be strange to the 2/3 and to the other nations. And let's get this real quick. I want to get the description. The account of Ezekiel giving the description of a chariot. I'm going to start at 16. Ezekiel 1 and verse 16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl. Beryl is a greenish color. And they four had one likeness, and the appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Whose those went, these went. And when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of a terrible crystal stretched forth over their heads. And I'm going off right there. So to go back, to the video, let's play it. Start back off, see, a wheel inside of a wheel. And if you was to draw out, like get a piece of paper and a pen or whatever, and you was to draw out how Ezekiel was seeing it, this is what it will look like. Obviously not to that like perfect detail, but you get the description of what he's describing. See that? The wheel inside of a wheel. See the brother get beamed up. That's a beautiful. Even us knowing this truth, just seeing that and an effect like that is a beautiful thing right there. But it's gonna be even more beautiful to actually see it actually take place with your own eyes. All right, get a couple more and end it off. Um, Let me get this. Revelation 11. It's doing something every time, bro. Why is it doing this? Let me refresh this. Revelation 11 and verse 11. Started at 11. Revelation 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying, "Come up," saying unto them, "Come up hither." And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. We already know that the it's talking about the chariots, not a regular cloud. And that's what the elect is going to go into. You don't see them. We're leaving this place with ships, man, and it's going to be a beautiful sight to see. And let me get this one too. Get a precept off of the Acts, because it said Yahweh shot in the same manner that he left is the same way he's coming back. Let's get the precept on that right here. Revelation 1. And verse. I don't want to start. I'm just get to the point. I'll get straight to the point. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, chariots, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So they gonna wail. These 2/3 and these other nations, man, they're gonna wail when they see him. They're gonna be in fear, because he's not coming back. He's not coming back as a nice guy. He's not coming back to tap you, to pat you on your head and play patty cake with you and give you out gift cards and you've been a good boy. And he's not coming back that. He's coming back as a lion, man. You say the slain of the Lord shall be many. Let's get that real quick, and then we get the last scripture and we're going to end it off. It was Isaiah. It was at 66. The slain of the Lord shall be many. Where's the scripture right there? Isn't it Isaiah 66? Show me where your brethren and kiss your name. Say, where's that 65? Oh, here, yeah. Okay, I was farther down. All right, I'm gonna start at 14. Isaiah 66 and verse 14. And when ye see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb, And the hand of the Lord shall be known towards his servants, and his indignation towards his enemies. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots, the clouds, like a whirlwind, to render his anger and fury, and his rebukes with flame and fire. For by fire and by his sword the Lord will plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So he's not coming back a nice guy, man. When you're rendering your anger and your fury, is that a nice thing? You render out anger and fury with hugs and kisses on the forehead and tuck you in at night. Oh, it's a wrath that he's coming back with, man. And it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be especially for the Edomites, mainly. Esau is gonna get it the worst, man. And let's get this last one. Isaiah Is this the right scripture? Hold on. It's doing the weird. So like, yeah. I don't know why it doesn't let me scroll down sometimes, or scroll up. Like, it would just be stuck. Um. Okay, I'm in the wrong year. Isaiah 26:10. Saying like, bear with me. 20, yeah, it was 20. Isaiah 26 and verse 20. It says, "Come, my people, enter into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity, and the earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain." So, that's the last scripture I needed. So, seeing, even if it's just a award show or whatever, still seeing it, it's still a beautiful sight, man. And does she know? More than likely, she knows that we're the Israelites. Maybe she doesn't know that we leaving in chariots. Maybe she doesn't know that part. But best believe whoever thought about her doing this idea, best believe they knew exactly what was going on. Because this is not just no coincidence that all this stuff is being put in our faces. Esau is actually getting a laugh, because I guarantee you half them Jakes. Esau is gonna laugh at this, because I guarantee you half them Jakes and that crowd has no clue what this chariot and all this stuff, so-called UFO, and that Jake getting beamed up means. They have no clue. But us being in the truth and knowing the knowledge of what UFOs are really actually used for and what they're going to be used for, we know that that's a message right there. We know that that this represents the elect getting out of here and getting beamed up and going to be changed. So with that, I'm pretty much gonna wrap that up right there. That's all I got about this. And it's always sometimes I sit back and meditate, man, and sometimes sometimes it's a crazy thought to think about, but I know what's gonna happen. we know that we live in here in chariots. It's crazy, and it brings a smile to my face sometimes too. It's gonna be a beautiful sight to see, man. If we alive in that time. I'm not saying that I'm getting first class on the chair. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying as like a whole. When I say we, like as a whole, obviously the elect is gonna see, and some of the wicked 2/3 is gonna see. They're not gonna be able to go in. There should be the weeping and gnashing of teeth. They're not gonna be able to go in, but they gonna see it, man. And just to see Yahushua coming back is a beautiful thing in itself, So that's gonna wrap up the lesson. Hope the lesson was edifying. Yes, we are leaving in chariots. Yes, we are leaving the so-called UFOs. Now, whether they know that or not, who knows? But it's a beautiful thing to see that. And it's been more and more stuff is coming up with social media and things to associate with the scriptures, man. A lot of these celebrities and all this stuff, a lot of this stuff is getting the word is getting out there. All right, that's it. Stay focused, Israel. Stay patient. We almost out of here. I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honor to our apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers, pushing this truth and sincerity all over the earth. Another shalom to you hopeful elect out there and on the comment board. Hope the lesson was edifying. And until the next time I say, shalom.